Hello, this is Priscilla Batzell. I'm in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Fluid Art Studio Gallery with Michael's pre-prime canvas. I didn't pre-prime it, so we're going to try something that's a little different today. I see the grain is going up and down, so I'm going to move it sideways because I want the grain to go sideways for the ocean. And I'm just going to use some colors across the middle because I want to have my body of water at the horizon. And I've got Phthalo, Turquois, Vivid, Intense. I'm a Color Arte affiliate. And I hope this shows up because it really doesn't show up very well in real life photographs. It's beautiful in person, but it's not. This is, I'll check in a second. This is the color I wanted to use. This is Alexandrite. And I'm going to throw a little bit of Fluorescent Blue Vivid Intense. Alexandrite, I believe, is a primary element. This is not squeezing out well. But I will have super strong thumbs when I'm done. Okay, I don't know what this is going to be. It doesn't matter. I can always paint over it. I can always add colors if I want to. I'm going to take my residuals that are on my spatula. This is an OXO omelet turning, flip, and fold spatula. You can find them on my Amazon link, and my Amazon link is included in the link tree. Now, no matter what happens with the sky, it's going to be interesting because I'm going to use a shovel, and I think I'm going to clean off my spatula. Shouldn't be dragging down a canvas, but it was irresistible. I want to make sure my horizon line is somewhat straight right now. And if I want to use my spatula at some future point to put some highlights in the water, I can just put a little bit of color along the edge of my blade and dab it just like I'm dabbing the horizon line right now. And wipe that off. My accumulated areas. Oh, I need a wet rag. Excuse me, I need a wet rag right now. Fortunately, I keep a sponge in my bucket so I can just empty that sponge right into my moistened cotton, heavy cotton rag. So, doesn't matter what's going on down here, but it does matter up above. And I was thinking about this earlier, and I really want to add a little bit of white. Whether it's a good idea or not, I'm not sure. I'm not going to worry about that for the moment. I'm going to probably pull that up into the sky, but I want to pour myself some shovels. And I'm going to start with some Titan Light Blue, which is a Vivid Intense. And add some of the Fluorescent Blue, another Vivid Intense. That's the one that was tough to come out. That one needs to have its tip cleared, I'm pretty sure. These are looking heavier than I anticipated. I thought my mixtures on the Vivid Intenses were a little thinner than this. But I am going to get creative. This is an ultramarine blue, another Vivid Intense. Helps if I take the little tab off the top. I may wind up stirring these. I want a little purple in there, and what I've got is my version of periwinkle. I was running low one day and I mixed some, and it's the same color. But I would have to advise, if you can get periwinkle, It is a primary element. I want a shovel full so I have a chance to tip. Now what did I pull out here? I don't want gold opal yet. I've got Love You Pink though, which is a primary element. And I have reason to not waste any time. Hopefully I'm not blocking your view. Everything got thick. I stayed away from the studio for a little while. And I'm going to put some interference blue in there. I have quite a bit of it mixed up, so even if it's a bit of a waste, and it might be, it'll still help my paint move. And then I'm going to top it up with some more of that fluorescent blue, which was being challenging. Now let's take a blade of paint. If you're using a spatula, you don't necessarily need to get rid of the bubbles in advance, because the spatula will pop quite a few of them. Now if I happen to have white at the horizon line, that's not a bad thing. But I suspect if I let it touch the green, I might get dendrites, and I'm not ready for that yet. Now I want to make sure I have an edge catcher. And I also want all that white off of there. And it's very, very strong. Let me grab an edge catcher. I've got a perfect one. Well, it might not be perfect. It's a little short. Alright, let's take our paint. Is that enough paint? I'm not thinking it's enough paint. I'm going to grab one more color. Plum Blossom, which I kind of hoard because I love it. And it's a primary element. I'm thinking that I should add some more Titan Blue. That's not coming out. That needs to be dealt with. And the Titan Blue is right here, so I'll just do that. I don't know what this is going to look like. I thought I would just let it go right across the sky, but if I have enough paint, I'm going to tip it toward the top. Now I've got a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, and at this point I think it's not a bad idea to salvage any paint that I can by just squeegeeing it down out of the shovel. Now I could blow this around, I could push it around with my spatula, which I might do. I might do that. I'm not sure that the Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula is the right choice, but it's a choice. And if I have a more even distribution of paint across the canvas, then if I tip it, I'll be less likely to have big bulbous runs. I kind of like this, but I kind of want to tip it so that it goes sideways and I get some of that paint back to add in again. So that's what I'm going to do. Just going to let it go right across and then add it back in, which might require a Princeton, require the OXO omelet turning flip and fold spatula. So while I'm here, before I use that paint, I'm thinking I might like to tip everything down and see how it flows toward the horizon. And then off. And then back. So it must be time. That looks kind of a natural sky, except for those bubbles, which I claimed weren't going to be. That's not a bubble, that's a thing. That's a thing that needs to be removed. Alright, let me grab my Oxo Omelette Turning Flip and Fold spatula. Just scoop that paint right up. Put it right down again. Might be tempting to use anything I get. It's extra right up there at the top. And there's no need to waste anything if you have an opportunity. But I'm really thinking that I'm going to tip that again. Maybe I'll go up and hope there's enough paint. Well, there's definitely enough paint over here now. I want to get that funky mark of... I like it when the clouds go in odd directions because it makes it look more dimensional, I think. Now I can definitely still put color in at the horizon line even though it's looking kind of white. I definitely want to go up. Oops. Sort of missing the pink that I added, but I'm not minding what I've got either. And it is creeping toward this top, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Because this area here looks like a big puffy cloud. And as long as I keep putting my paint on the edge catcher, might as well pick up whatever I can, put it on the edge. There, I'm really liking that. I'm going to take my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. Go right down here at the horizon line. I've got a little space. I don't want to travel over the painting. Right up there. I suppose, realistically, I can take all this paint. It's just looking kind of blue now. Squeeze it up over the top. Make sure I have no gaps. Although if I did, I could just pounce my spatula in it. I'm pretty sure it would be fine. My edge is covered. I've got a little bit of paint left on the blade of my spatula, which will be perfect. If I had a little dish of white, I could dip my spatula into it. I'm kind of thinking Plum Blossom. I'm also seeing that I've got a couple of bubbles, so I will probably hit it with a torch no matter what. I'm planning on putting shovelfuls in the bottom, but I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work yet. I think I better do what I said I was going to do. I'm going to take the Titan Blue, Titan Light Blue, and use it at the horizon line. Hopefully without too many repercussions. may require a steady hand. Alternatively, you could wait until it dries. Take a skewer, dip it in some paint, or put the paint down right above and leave a gap and use the skewer and go across. That's pretty cool. I'm liking that a lot. I'm wishing I hadn't put out all that paint, but the truth is, in a second, I'm going to say, I'll be back in a second. That's my head, sorry. I'll be back in a second and I'll have cleaned up that paint. So see you in a second. I'm back and I am so pleased with how that sky turned out. I can't even tell you. I need something like the white for the bottom, but I don't want to use white, so I'm going to use my Colour Arte Americana 24 karat gold. I am if it's open. Why is it not open? It's never closed. It's got an extra large spout. I should have just checked that. Should come right out, the whole thing. Better than nothing. I really need to get more paint out of there than that. But I am going to pour some shovelfuls. And I don't think I'm going to need that spatula, but you never know, it could happen. So what am I going to start with? I'm going to start with the Colour Arte Americana 24 karat gold. And I'm going to put it in both shovels. Because I suspect I'm going to use the second one, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to use a little bit of Indigo Violet. I don't want to do the same thing for both. That's very strange the way that's coming out of there. It's like it's misthreaded. Must be because it's almost empty. That's all I can think. Whoop. I'm going to use some Fandango. Did I mention I was a Colour Arte affiliate and that there's a 20% off Colour Arte coupon code in the description near the 10% off Pixel Paint Designs coupon code? This is Fandango. That's a Prizm port. The colors will be listed underneath the video. I'm going to put with that I have some Vivid Intense Teal that I added some Paynes Gray to. And I have some Paynes Gray around here somewhere, but I can't find it. Oh, that's nice and loose. Sometimes if my paint is really heavy, I found some I found some polyacrylic from a long time ago. And I use that to thin it down and it works quite well. This is a Vivid Intense Bronze, Aztec Bronze I believe, with the clot around the top that I need to get off. And I wanted to add, did I add the black iris yet? I don't think so. This is Green Tea. That's a Primary Element. This is, I gotta quit doing that. This is a Chestnut Brown. These are kind of strange colors. I have a mixture of saffron and Mayan gold. There's another color similar to that. I'm not sure what it is right now offhand. And warm caramel. That looks like almost enough colors. I brought out some Midnight Shadow. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I want some darker areas. I'm going to go back. If I haven't used, I'm not sure I used the black iris to tell you the truth, but I wanted it in there for sure. Now they're great colors. I could actually swipe them with some cell activator if I'm not 100% sure about how I feel about this. I think I'm going to need more. And it's pretty thin along the ocean side, so. And I love the Colour Arte Americana 24 karat gold. When it dries and you take a picture of it, it looks just like sand. And if I did spread the top as much as I could, and if it doesn't move too much, I might try and tip. I might also wish I'd made up that second shovel. I'm not sure whether to start at the horizon line. I think that's a bad idea, actually. Too close to the water. I'm calling it the horizon line, but I'm actually talking about what's at the edge of the water. So the Oxo Omelette Turning Flip and Fold spatula carries a blade of paint that's really nice and not too hard to use, or at least not for me. I suspect I'm going to be able to come back later and touch up my edges, but I don't think it's probably as important as I'm taking the time to do it, because I can always cover it with some other paint. But I don't need any drips. And I don't know if there's enough of that on there to move anything. But here goes nothing. I want more green already. So I'm just going to take my shovel, get that out of here, and put the green in. With a little bit of gold to make it move. And maybe a little more of the teal. Looks like I'm setting up to tilt. I kind of feel like I probably am. We'll give it a shot anyway. My edge catcher is still here. I'd kind of like this to swipe, just because it would be nice to have some cells. Now I could take a line of paint, any old line of paint, squeeze bottle, and add it. I'm going to take some of this paint right off of here right now. And if I've got it yet, I still got a spatula. This is kind of a mistake here, because I wasn't trying to get that high up. I'm going to tip it all down. And if that happens to be higher, that's okay. Take a little bit of that right now and put it in that gap I see. I'm going to use all of the paint that comes off in the puddle to put right back in the canvas, wherever it needs to go. Take a little more right now. I wanted an uneven horizon line. That's weird. Sometimes weird is good. I should leave things alone. I should learn. I got a lot of that blue, I'm surprised. I didn't notice it there before. I'm liking this a lot, a lot, a lot. I'm wondering what would happen if I take that right now. Kind of like the little strip I left behind. I don't think it's going to stay, but I kind of like it. I think another time I'd probably start with the gold dry and see what happened. But the gold is moving everything quite nicely. And let everything flow up into the ocean right now. Because it doesn't need to be a big strip of ocean to look like an ocean. I am loving those colors. I hope I have enough to put it on the bottom by dripping it off. Kind of like to have all of that. snag that paint. I wish I had made 2 shovels, but I think if I had made 2 shovels, I would probably have leftover paint also. So I'm going to grab whatever's on my edge catcher right now. And everything in my shovels. Clean off my spatula. And the edge of the canvas. Still very tempting to swipe some, and maybe I will if I have time. I'm just going to keep snagging all of the extra paint I can get from anywhere. I kind of still want to make the horizon line uneven. I want to pop that bubble something fierce. I see you, bubble. Please be a bubble. Yep, it was a bubble. I thought it might be a thing that I had to get out of there. We don't know what kind of landscape this is, but it's at least an interesting landscape. I could blow some things around. I'm still contemplating grabbing one of my little acetate tools. Throw this shovel in the bucket. I've got gold in my shovel too. Might as well use it. I mean, why not? It's there. Although I did just pour some, when I took a break, I cleaned up my bottles and stuff, and I torched the few bubbles that were there, and I put the blue paint back in the bottle. I don't want to use any more of that. Do I? I don't know. I want to do what I said I was going to do while I still have time. Grab a little acetate tool and some white cell activator. Am I crazy? Might grab some black as well. Might as well shake that up right now. I might have to go back and hit the horizon line like I was talking to you about with a skewer to just get rid of some of that canvas texture. Come out. Alright, I don't want a lot of this, but I want enough so that I can see some cells and create some texture. That worked pretty well, actually. I can't take the chance of not having enough cell activator on there to sort of grease the wheels. Come out. I'm running kind of low. It's time to mix some more. Oh, a lot of things. That was way more of both. Now whatever paint I've got is going to probably go on the bottom because I've just noticed there isn't any, or there's very little. And I don't need a lot of cells in a lot of places. I just need something to create a focal point, I guess, for the eye. Sometimes when you blow with a straw you will get you will reveal some cells. Little bubble come back out. Alright, I think that's it, with the exception of the horizon line, and I'm going to call it good now. I really like this. I'm going to put that gold back in the bottle, and I'm going to shimmer this at you right now. I like the subtlety of the colors in the bottom and the subtlety of the colors in the top are working for me pretty well. And I'll cover my bottom after you're gone. I'll just grab some of the colors. Goodbye, bubble. I'll probably hit it once with a torch too, just to make sure I don't have any bubbles. Look at those cells. Look at that glimmer. Just a few. I mean, that could be a tide pool. Cool. Good call. Not sure what that is, but it's an abstract impressionist landscape, so it doesn't really matter. I just love the colors. I'm going to be doing this again. All right. You guys take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget the thumbs up. Thank you to everyone who contributes through Patreon and PayPal donations. And thank you immensely to all of my members who are keeping me in art supplies so that I can keep bringing tutorials. My paint pouring recipe is below Show More in the description under the video. You can contact me via my email at easpb and the word gallery spelled out @gmail.com if you've got an interest in taking a class with me one-on-one privately at the house in Spring Hill, Florida, or purchasing an artwork or asking a question. But you can always ask a question in comments, and my community board will show you tomorrow's video, and you can leave a comment there as well, question also. What have I missed? I have 33 playlists that you can watch, and all of the topics and genres on those playlists are also divided by topic and genre. So if you like something like landscapes or geometrics or swipes, just ask me and I'll give you a playlist, no problem. Questions are welcome and encouraged. I said that, didn't I? I'm not sure. Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter links, and lots of other stuff are all on my link tree. Don't forget the 20% off Colourarte coupon code from Colourarte. And the 10% off Pixel Paint Design. Pixel Paint Design's coupon codes are good for Australian Floetrol, Boom Gel, which doesn't require Australian Floetrol and is a good cell activator, and Pebeo Paints, which are awesome. And I think that's all I care to tell you right now. Oh, wait. My Amazon link. It's on the link tree. If you shop there, it's at no added cost, but better than that, my 2 books are there. Volumes 1 and Volumes 2 are Because I Can and Unlimited Possibilities, and they're the first 100 videos I made for YouTube, and the second 100 videos I made for YouTube about paint pouring tutorials. I'll see you anon. I love you all. You inspire me always. And I should probably give you one last look. I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, it's simple, but it's also sublime. All right, you guys take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now. I'll see you soon. Priscilla out. I love you.